Hi again, welcome back to Sports Extra, and we turn our attention to the sport of boxing. It has gotten a lot of attention in a controversial sense in recent years, certainly at the professional level. But how about where kids are concerned? At what age should they enter the ring? Is it right or wrong, safe or unsafe, and should somebody draw the line? Stu Boyer examines this hotly debated issue.
Fast, go slow.
These are exciting times for 8-year-old Cody Butler. He's been training for a year and a half with Amir Abdallah, the North American light heavyweight champion, at Abdallah's gym in Lockport. Just a couple of weeks ago, Cody won his first fight.
I like everything about boxing. I like watching the fights at home, and I like doing it here, too. So it's interesting, you know, hitting the bag about 12 rounds a day.
While Cody anxiously waits for his next fight, Dad only wants him to fight 3 times a year. Cody's parents had a tough time watching him fight the first time.
His mom and I were more nervous than he was, believe it or not. I was a wreck. It was like I was going in there, I thought. But then I looked at Cody and saw how confident he was, and that helped me a lot.
If Cody's first fight is any indication of what's to come, Cody has a bright future in the ring.
If he's showing the desire and the willingness to do it like he is now, Cody, I have without a doubt, he'll be in the top 5 in his division. Like we were just talking out there, once he turns senior, which is 17 years old, he's going to be dangerous.
While Cody may be dangerous as a boxer when he reaches his teens, first he has to avoid the dangers of his sport that could land him here. Unlike football or hockey, where concussions just happen, the idea behind boxing is to inflict pain on your opponent.
It is difficult to ever recommend that someone engage in a sport where the aim of it is to deal a blow to the head that will render them unconscious.
Dr. Margaret Borowski is the chief medical officer and a neurologist at ECMC. She says you don't have to be knocked out cold to have a concussion. You can suffer a concussion just by being dazed for a few seconds. That's particularly dangerous.
In younger folks, we particularly worry about something called second impact syndrome, where a youngster has a concussion that appears mild, they shake it off, but is having some mild, persistent symptoms. If they have a second blow to the head before they have recovered from that first concussion, this can trigger fatal brain swelling and can result in death or severe brain damage.
Boxers know they are going to get hit.
Once you're in tip-top shape, the shots don't affect you as much. It sounds a little weird, but the more shape you're in, the less those shots affect you. And that's why some guys get hit and they drop quick. Some guys get hit and they roll right with it and come back. Depends on the person, how much you want it, how good a shape you're in.
I don't know that anybody can tell you that better shape you're in is any better protection for your brain when you have a blow to the head.
There's been guys that have been killed in the ring as a result of that, but I don't think you can think about that, or I'd never let them do anything, to be honest with you.
Cody already knows what it's like to be tagged in a fight.
It hurts, but it's over in about 5 minutes. You go back in the locker room, you get changed, and then it's over.
While the training for boxing is great cardiovascular activity, no matter what precautions you take, the sport can make you a shadow of yourself, or worse.
If, in fact, he has sustained a mild concussion and does not have a very astute trainer that's going to pick that up and know when to keep him out of the game, there's somebody who could get sent back into the boxing ring to sustain a second concussion. And if you have 2 concussions and approximation that result in the second impact syndrome, that could cost the child his life.
Which leaves us asking, is any sport worth that? Stu Boyer, Sports Extra.
Stu, thank you. Very interesting, very informative, and gives us a lot to think about. We are back to wrap it up in just a moment on a light note. The Daybreak team working a little overtime and trying to work out the kinks in Eric Wilson's swing. They have a lot of work to do, we should add.